Amanda, the poem written by Robin Klein. Amanda is a teenage girl. When I say Amanda is a teenage girl, it does not mean a particular girl named Amanda. It means a teenage girl, because what Amanda experiences, when you read the poem, you will get to know. I think almost every child, whether a boy or a girl, experiences the same in their teens. What Amanda experiences, you will get to know when you read the poem or we discuss. First of all, let us know about the poet Robin Klein, who is an Australian poet. Robin was born on 28 February 1936 in Campsie, Australia. She has written mostly about children and the fiction, the novels for young adults. Young adults are slightly beyond teenage, or the teenagers, you can say. She was decorated with Grammy Award for her best music film. She is also popular for the TV shows in Australia, Halfway Across the Galaxy and Turn Left. At present, she is living in Melbourne in Australia. Before she had become a writer, she had been doing different jobs. She had worked as a nurse. She had also been working at a bookstore. She had also been teaching the school of disadvantaged, the special children. Her writing often features young protagonists, meaning in her writings, you will always find the principal character in her novels or in her poetry. The principal character would be a young protagonist, a young person, a young boy or a young girl. Those who rebel against their structured environment. Those very young characters who stand up against the environment which is not conducive to them. I hope it is clear to you, Anmol.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So Amanda is also one such girl, Anmol. Amanda, as the title of the poem is Amanda, there is the girl Amanda. So the whole poem revolves around that girl. So she is protagonist, and you will find that she stands up, she rebels against the environment which is provided to her. She stands up against, or she rebels against it, meaning she does not accept that. So we have to find out what is that bothers her, that she does not accept it. Okay, now you know that what it is. Before we start with the poem, here to my right hand, you will see the poem written here. But there is a small activity for you. Usually I give it to the students in the class, but here, since you are the lone child with me in the class, so I'll just get you an access to this link. Here is the link. When you open the link, you will find a sort of a set of instructions, okay? And you will just tell me whether you are familiar with these instructions or not. Anmol, before that, I want to ask you, you are a teenager, right? So in your teens, does it ever happen that you are being continuously given instructions or imposed restrictions by your mother or by both the parents? Does it happen?
Ma'am, sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. Can you just give me an example? What instruction you keep on getting repeatedly? Yes, Anmol.
I'm like, do not watch TV regularly and keep studying, keep studying.
Keep studying all the time. Okay. How do you feel when continuously, repeatedly, so many times a day, you get these instructions or these statements? How do you feel at that time? Be honest. Yes.
And sometimes becomes angry.
Yes, sometimes you become angry. It is very natural. When you get agitated, you get angry. Maybe sometimes you indulge in an argument with your mother. Because of that, you reply back, isn't it? It is very, very natural behavior. It is very natural that a child, when is being repeatedly told the same thing time and again, it does affect the child adversely, right? But do you understand towards the end of the day why mother have been telling you all the time this?
For my bright future.
For your future. That is for your betterment only. Yes, that is very true. Whatever the parents have, the purpose is the right and proper upbringing of the children. But the children, they are innocent, they are not mature. That's why they do not understand this, right? At times when it happens, in particular, that you friends are planning to go somewhere. You tell your mother that you want to go. Your mother says, no, you cannot. How do you feel at that time? Not only angry. Don't you think that you are making comparison?
Yes, ma'am.
You make comparison. You make comparison of your mother with your friend's mother. Isn't it? That his or her mother allows what my mother does not allow. So that kind of feeling generates in the child, and the parents appear to be very harsh to the child. Whereas the parents do not have any intention to be harsh with the child. If your mother does not allow you to go with the friends, she is concerned about your safety, right? This is what the children do understand later on. But she is concerned about the safety. But that very moment, by the time you understand this, till that very moment, your mother appears to be very harsh with you. You think, oh, my mother is the harshest woman on the earth. Isn't it? So this is something very natural. So what happens here is that the parents, with the motive of upbringing of their children, sometimes become very harsh with the children. They just forget to understand the psychology of the child. Why you get angry, why you get agitated, it is affecting your temperament. It will develop negativity in you, which the parents would realize very late, just as you realize very late, whatever your parents are doing, that is for your betterment. Fine. Anyway, here is small activity. Let us do this. You see that because this is what I had prepared for the class. So I gave them and then they post to me. So here you are supposed to do it. Parents often scold their children to discipline them and to teach them good manners. This is involved in upbringing only. Right upbringing meaning when the parents want their child to be disciplined and the child learns manners so that he can move in the society. Here is a list of some of the things. Can you see this form?
Yes, ma'am.
A list of some of the things that children love to do. These things aren't always healthy or good for children. Hence, their parents or their guardians, they either limit these activities or do not allow them at all. Now, here is a list of activities. These are all those very activities which generally the parents do not allow their children to do. I'm not sure whether you are also not allowed to do all these things, but you will just tell me, right, whether you are allowed to do this or if your parents allow you or not about these activities. All right? Yes, I think better it is that you browse at this and one by one you keep telling me that which one your parents allow and which one they do not allow.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, first is Some limits are not allowed.
Some limit, that is eating junk food. There is some limit. So not exactly allowed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You should read the activity also. Right, child? See how, Anmol, you would say eating junk food, chocolates, sweets, not allowed, but sometimes, right? Or not allowed at all. This is how you are expected to answer. Fine, because we are discussing verbally. Had it been the form, you would have put a tick mark only, right? Yes. Come to the next.
Talking with friends on phone for long hours, not allowed.
Not allowed, okay.
Going out playing with friends all day, not allowed, but sometimes.
Sometimes, yes. It is written all day. So I think it is not allowed.
Not allowed.
Yes. Yes. Oh, you are putting
Not
a tick
allowed.
mark? Yes.
Watching television for long hours, not allowed.
Okay.
What watching television while taking meals, not allowed.
Okay.
Doing or using cosmetics or makeup products, not allowed.
Okay.
Uh, I don't have any interest in doing hairstyles, so
Okay. All right. You can leave this.
I don't play video games.
Okay. It doesn't apply to you. Okay.
I don't eat slow.
Okay. When you are eating fast, are you allowed to eat fast?
No, ma'am.
No, no. Okay. So let me make it eating fast. You would say no. Okay. Yes.
Ma'am, what does it mean?
Roaming with friends, going around, wandering with friends outside after it gets dark, meaning late in the evening, till late in the evening. Are you allowed to go get along with your friends till late in the evening?
Ma'am, my friends not go in.
Not allowed, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next.
Until we don't have any this plan that to go for film with friends.
Okay, all right. So it's limited, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sleeping till late in the morning?
Not allowed.
Not allowed. Talking to strangers?
Not allowed.
Not allowed. Speaking aloud?
Not allowed.
Shouting at your siblings?
Not allowed. But I do.
But you do shout.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So you see that what it is, this is something very much common, isn't it, Anmol? You just share with your friends in the class or your friends in the locality, just share this form with them and ask them. Their response would also be the same. Because you are in the teens, you are innocent, you are immature. Parents know that you need support, you need to be guided. That's why you have so many, a long list of don'ts from the parents' side. Once I asked the children in one of my classes, when I asked the students, I said, okay, you just make a list of do's and don'ts. Fine, that you get from the parents. And not a single do they had written. They had written all don'ts. I said, no, this is too much. They said, yes, ma'am, we get so many don'ts. So the purpose is the right upbringing. But the parents also sometimes forget that they are dealing with innocent children. So they have not always to upbring them and to bring them up in a negative way. They have to find out the ways how to give them a right direction, that they are brought up rightly and they learn manners as well. So the poem actually highlights how Amanda, the teenage girl, is being given lot many restrictions, lot many instructions. She is being nagged continuously by her mother for each and everything. So what impact it has on Amanda? When you read, you will be surprised. But this is not Amanda's fault. This is not Amanda's fault because Amanda is innocent. This is the fault of the mother, who should think before giving such statements, before imposing those restrictions. Are we giving some space to the child? Are we giving some freedom to the child to think, to express? Many a times you must have seen, Anmol, that the children, they become so submissive that the mother's continuous nagging does not allow the child to speak. As a result, they are never able to express themselves. And they confine, or they confine all their negative thoughts to themselves. That affects their health. So this is the purpose of the poem. Here is the poem written, but you please listen to the poem very carefully. When you listen to the poem, Anmol, you will be able to distinguish between the two speakers, who is who, and secondly, the tone of the two speakers in the poem. Are you ready for that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes.
Amanda, don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda.
Can you hear?
There is a languid emerald sea.
Yes, ma'am.
Inhabitant is me, a mermaid, drifting blissfully. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. I am an orphan roaming the street. I batten soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden. The freedom is sweet. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda? Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? I am Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You're always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda.
Yes. Right. Would you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sorry. Here is the poem, right? I hope you can easily distinguish between the two speakers, right? You just browse at this. Can you please tell me who are the two speakers?
Ma'am, Amanda and Amanda's mom.
Amanda and Amanda's mother. Okay. Yes. Which lines have been spoken by Amanda's mother and which have been spoken by Amanda?
Ma'am, the lines in bracket spoken by Amanda.
Sorry,
And
sorry, Anmol, please repeat.
ma'am, the lines in bracket spoken by Amanda.
Okay. And the rest of the lines have been spoken by mother, right? Now, what is the reason that Amanda's speech has been given in the bracket? Now, do remember, the reason we'll discuss later, but Amanda's speech in the bracket reflects about Amanda's mind. it suggests how Amanda is affected by mother's continuous don'ts. Right? Now, stanza wise, we will discuss each and everything. And if you have any doubt, you will ask me. But first, a brief outline about the poem. This poem carries the glimpses of her mother's harshness about the things to do or not to do. I said here the glimpses of mother's harshness. Why I said this? Because when mother says don't, then mother appears to be very harsh. However, mother has a positive intent and instinct for the right upbringing of the child. But to the child, the mother appears to be very harsh. You see that when your parents keep listening to you, keep following you, whatever you said, then they are the best parents on the earth, right? And the moment you want something and they would simply say, and oh no, then you really feel very angry. You get annoyed, you don't talk to them. And then you think, oh my God, why my parents only always saying no to it? This is the psychology, this is the human nature, right? So at that time, the child does not try to find out the reason why the parents said no. But on the surface, we simply think and we accept that my parents are very harsh. They are very negative. These kind of feelings we get. And the reason is because the child is not mature. Isn't it? All children reeling under a nagging mother find the atmosphere at home repressive. When the mother keeps on telling you not to do this, not to do that, then you think that your mother is very nagging. Nagging, do you understand?
No, ma'am.
Nagging means what Hindi में आप उसको कहते हैं ना जो टोका टाकी करता है. To nag is टोका टाकी करना. Right? So when your mother tells you, hey, you sit straight, don't sit like this, right? Don't eat the food on the bed. Don't scatter your books. So then you think that your mother is always nagging. That kind of feeling is there. So it's not only Amanda, but the children of all her age, because teenage is the age when you are going to step into the adulthood. You are going to step into the adult life. So these are the years of life when the parents, they give you training how to face the life. They prepare you for the further life. Because once you advance into that stage, it would be difficult for them to teach you. And teenage is the age when the children start understanding also. That's why there is always the conflict of thoughts between the children and the parents. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So all the children, they have to face this situation where the mother is nagging and they feel quite repressive at home and wish to go where they can do anything of their liking. The children, they get so depressed, they always want to go somewhere where they want to. They want to do something which they want to do it. And the children at times, you know what happens? The children at times become so rebellious that whatever the mother asked them to do, they would not be ready to do that. They would always try to do something different from that. Some children I have seen that they argue with the parents. Why? I want this way. So I would like to play this, not that. Right? The poem is an expression of the anguish felt by young children under their mother's care. They forget that they are still under mother's care. They are not independent enough to decide for themselves that they can do this and they can do that on their own. And they desire to live a free and independent life. And thus these children, they want to live a life which is full of freedom. What kind of freedom? Where there are no parents to nag them, where there are no parents to stop them or to impose any restrictions. And they do the activities the way they like. You see, that's why in the evening you just notice, have you observed? In fact, you might have felt yourself when your friends come to call you in the evening to play outside. Just outside the house, oh my God, I've seen the children, they are beaming with happiness. Isn't it? They are so excited. They are so happy. Why? They are away from the parents' eyes for some time. They think that 1 hour's permission to play with the friends is the best time of the day, when they would not be getting any scolding, when they would not be looked after by the parents, when they would not be noticed for anything by the parents. Doesn't it happen or not, Anmol?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the psychology of the children. The entire poem consists of 25 lines in total. There are 4 different settings. In one setting, there is a real world. What is that real world? Where there is mother, who is trying to correct Amanda's posture or amend her habits. When your mother tells you to not to do this, that means you are not doing it rightly. That's why she tells you. You are brushing your teeth, the mother observes you, you are not brushing your teeth properly. She would tell you to brush up and down. That's how to brush. You don't like at that time. I'm brushing the way I like. But mother is concerned about your teeth. That's why she instructs you. Then the other 3 settings are the world of fantasy created by Amanda in her own mind. The world of fantasy, the world of beautiful imagination. When Amanda is frustrated and anguished by the nagging of mother, then what happens? She just drowns into the world of imagination. She just moves into the beautiful imagination that she creates in her own mind. And which this world of imagination is, that you will read in the poem. She moves into the realms of fantasy to escape her mother's continuous nagging. Why she goes into that realm, into that world of fantasy, into that world of imagination? Because for some time, when she is imagining all that, then she keeps herself away from the mother's nagging. She does it to keep herself away. She does it to escape her mother's harshness, because mother appears to be harsh to her. Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now here is stanza 1. See this very carefully. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. Amanda, Amanda, Amanda. Amanda, don't do this. Amanda, don't do that. All don'ts for Amanda. It is but natural for Amanda to be depressed. Right? Mother says, don't bite your nails, Amanda. Mother instructs Amanda. Amanda is biting nails. Mother instructs her not to bite her nails. Why do you think that she must be telling her not to bite nails, Anmol?
It's a bad manner.
It's bad manners. Okay, what else?
Ma'am, nails sometimes consist germs.
Yes, so it's not good for health, right? It's not good for health. So now do you understand the concern of the mother? Isn't it? So mother has the concern that the child remains healthy. It's bad manners biting nails, standing in front of others. It's unhealthy biting nails. So the mother stops Amanda from biting her nails. When mother stops Amanda from biting her nails, doesn't it reflect about Amanda's habit also? That
Yes.
Amanda does not have a good habit, right? So is mother right to stop her or wrong to stop her?
Right.
She's right. She is right. But everyone has sympathy with Amanda, poor Amanda. Why? Because a mother appears to be harsh to Amanda at that time. Right? Because Amanda gets affected, Amanda gets dejected after hearing such statements. All the time she's biting nails and all the time she is getting wounds from the mother. It is natural. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Hunches bend. Look at the second picture here. This is hunching. Is this the correct posture of Amanda here?
No, ma'am.
No, this is not the correct posture. Again, it will cause you pain in your neck. So when mother stops Amanda from hunching her shoulders, mother is concerned that she remains all fine. But to Amanda, mother is nagging her. She would not let her bite nails. She would not let her sit and work on laptop the way she wants. And Amanda thinks that mother is nagging all the time. Then she says, stop that slouching and sit up straight. Stop that slouching. Slouching is when you are sitting in a very casual way, in a lazy way. Is this the correct posture?
No, ma'am.
No, this is also not the correct posture. Correct posture is when you are sitting straight. Again, the mother is concerned about her health and also its bad manners to slouch while studying or while doing some work on the table. So mother is concerned, mother wants her child to grow as a responsible and a civilized child with good manners. That's why whenever she finds something which is not suitable, then she immediately objects to Amanda. Right? All these lines are clear?
Yes, ma'am.
The word meanings are clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now here is explanation. I have summarized also. The speaker here is Amanda's mother, who scolds her for biting nails. It seems that Amanda has the habit of biting nails, which is really not good for health. Yes, it is for sure, Anmol, that Amanda bites nails. That's why the mother stops her. When she is not biting the nail, why would she stop her? So Amanda has a bad habit of biting nails and mother tries to correct it. Right? The mother further rebukes her to rebuke meaning to scold, scolds her for bending her shoulders and for sitting in a slouching posture. She instructs Amanda to correct her posture and sit straight. These lines suggest that the mother is authoritative. Yes, she is mother. She is authoritative. Who keeps on nagging her daughter. Why we say that mother is authoritative? She is nagging her daughter because to young Amanda, mother appears to be authoritative. Mother is nagging all the time. Amanda is innocent. She cannot see the other side of the mother's character. She cannot see, she cannot understand the real intent of the mother when she nags her. Is that clear? Now
Yes.
here, with this stanza or any other stanza which has been given by the mother, there can be a question that who do you sympathize with, the mother or the child? You cannot say that you sympathize with Amanda. You have to give a balanced answer, right? You would say that Amanda is careless. She is careless. She does have bad habits. That's why mother has to nag her. That's why mother has to stop her, because mother wants her daughter to grow as a civilized child with good manners, right? But only the thing is that the mother has to restrict her nagging, and she could teach Amanda good manners in a play way also. Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So you will balance and then you will give your solution also. All right? Yes. Now the poetic device is used in this particular stanza. There is repetition. Identify repetition, Anmol.
Ma'am, Amanda,
Huh? Yes.
don't.
Don't. Right. Don't bite. Don't hunt. So don't has been repeated. Then Amanda, Amanda, Amanda. 3 times Amanda has been repeated. Then there is alliteration in the third line.
Stop slouching
Right.
and sit straight.
Absolutely right. Okay. So these two poetic devices are there. Right. Let's go to the next. Yes. Now stanza 2. Now stanza 2 is given in the bracket because these lines, they are the speech of Amanda. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid, drifting blissfully. Why given in the bracket? Because these have been said by Amanda. When Amanda is nagged by the mother, Amanda is feeling bad. She is anguished. So she is frustrated. So just to keep herself away from the nagging of mother, she creates another world in her mind. Meaning she gets lost in a beautiful imagination. What she imagines? She imagines the beautiful emerald sea. Emerald green. Emerald is a very precious stone, which is green, right? So sea's color has been depicted as emerald sea, right? So she imagines that there is a beautiful green sea and she is languid there. She is living in that sea, languid, relaxed, quiet, like a sole inhabitant. And she imagines herself that she is all alone, soul all alone, inhabitant, the resident, the one who is living there, that she is all alone. And she is living all alone in that sea like a mermaid. Have you heard of mermaid?
Yes, ma'am.
A Little Mermaid, you might have read the story in the childhood, right? A Little Mermaid is an aquatic but fictitious creature that has the face of a girl but the body of a fish. And in the stories, it is depicted that mermaid lives all alone in the sea, but she is enjoying and happy with that loneliness as she keeps moving here and there in the sea, being carried away by the waves of water. So she is moving independently. There is no one to check her, right? So now you can understand why she imagines herself to be like mermaid. The mermaid who is living all alone in the sea, and she is living quietly, and she is enjoying drifting. She is enjoying drifting, meaning she enjoys being carried away by the water waves of the sea. Drifting blissfully, meaning she enjoys being carried by the water. So what is basically, do you understand what is it basically that Amanda likes here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what is that?
Ma'am, being free.
Being free and being independent, right? She likes how Marmot is free, Marmot is independent. She is all alone, yet she is enjoying. So that's why she has chosen herself to be that mermaid. So basically, she gets into that world of imagination to escape the mother's harassment or harshness or mother's nagging. Because she thinks that the mother with her nagging does not let her be at peace. So she seeks for peace, and she finds such peace in the world of her imagination. So she wants to live a free life where there are no restrictions, no instructions, no nagging, no do's or don'ts by the mother. I hope it is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here is the brief summary. This stanza is written in brackets, as here the speaker is Amanda. She moves into a world of fantasy, that is world of imagination, where she imagines herself to be a mermaid. A mermaid who is living all alone in the sea and moving slowly with the waves of the sea water. These lines suggest that she does not like the real world. What is that real world which Amanda does not like, Anmol?
Ma'am, their moms always scold him.
Right, where she is being scolded all the time by her mother. She thinks of herself as a mermaid who lives alone in the green sea. Mermaid is the symbol of freedom and lives in her own environment the way she likes. So this mermaid actually inspires her, that she gets into this imagination. She finds that mermaid enjoys life freely. The way she wants to live in her environment, that is in the sea, she wants to live. So what she thinks that in the real world, she cannot enjoy that freedom and independence. That's why she thinks that she should go and live in the sea, because there she can enjoy that freedom. But in the real world, she cannot enjoy. Do remember this thing, okay? Amanda imagines that she is being carried away by the water waves, and she enjoys moving here and there independently. She starts dreaming. She starts dreaming of herself as mermaid and allows herself to be carried by the water waves in her imagination. She finds peace in the world of her imagination. Amanda wants to live a free life where there are no restrictions or instructions for her. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now the poetic devices are metaphor and illusion. Can you please identify metaphor here? Yes.
No, ma'am.
Metaphor is emerald sea. Emerald is green stone. So sea is green like the green stone. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Another metaphor is a mermaid. She wants to be a mermaid. She wants to be like a mermaid because mermaid enjoys freedom and independence. She compares herself with that mermaid. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, illusion. Have you heard of illusion before?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what is illusion here?
Ma'am, mermaid are drifting blissfully.
Right. Mermaid, simply the reference of mermaid is an example of illusion here. Because illusion is when describing a person, another reference is given. So while describing Amanda herself, she refers to mermaid. So mermaid is the reference here. That's how it is illusion. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then tomorrow we'll discuss the other stanzas. We'll conclude it. We will also discuss the theme of the poem. I would really appreciate if you also work on the theme of the poem and we discuss tomorrow. Right?
Okay, ma'am.